we all saw Umar Johnson on that platform with Loon. And Umar Johnson is always just saying some stupid stuff. Now, mind you, I told you guys that we've been waiting for him to open up the school because he's been collecting money since 1619. We all know that. It's been 400 years. The school's not open. We're still waiting for an update of Delaware coming out to inspect the school to see if it's eligible to open. We're still waiting for that, right? We haven't heard anything. But what we do know is he's been collecting money for 400 years. And there's been no school. Well, he was on a podcast with the brother Loon, and they was asking him about the FBA. And, he started talking about FBA and started talking about how we go in on Africans, but we don't hold the LGBT, we don't hold feminists, we don't hold the Latino community accountable, but we got smoke for everybody else. He was talking like this.
Growing understanding of a movement called FBA.
Okay.
Pan-Africanism and FBA. Mm-hmm. How do they contrast or complement one another?
Nobody compares to Pan-Africanism. If you want to go achievement for achievement, you can put all them together. You don't touch us. Okay? And I say that respectfully, but it's the truth. Okay. ADOS FBA, respectfully, I'm going to go with both groups because they represent basically the same thing, but there are differences, right? So ADOS.
Which is a descendant of slavery.
No, they're first. FBA comes later.
Okay.
Okay, but they both exist. FBA is more popular, right?
Okay.
ADOS FBA. I don't have a problem with the American African people seeing the need to make it clear to other branches of the global African family that when you come here, you need to be clear that we built the house and rolled out the carpet for you. Be respectful in my home the same way you would want for me to be respectful in you. So the concept of that American African identity, I have no issue with it. It needs to be done. It needs to be said. This is not new. What is new about it is the adversarial stance that they are taking towards African immigrants who come here from the diaspora, and the energy that they give them, the negative energy that they give them, which supersedes the negative energy you give to the white man who enslaved you then and oppresses you now. There's nothing a continental African immigrant can do to me that can supersede what the white man has done to me. There's nothing a Caribbean, Central South American African immigrant can do to me that can exceed what the white man has done to me. So why is it I can have so much vitriol, hatred, disrespect, animosity towards someone who looks like me just because they came from another place, when the white man who's responsible for my hell here, I'm never giving him half that energy. And then on top of that, it's contradictory in this way. You still identify with the white man.
So now we identify with the W man, and we got no smoke for these other groups, right? And this is what I'm saying about this guy. He doesn't tell the truth. He's a liar, right? He knows he hears what's going on. He knows that we've been talking about, first of all, it was about these Hispanic immigrants practicing anti-black racism in the Democratic Party, allowing our communities to be overrun, right, in these sanctuary cities. That's what we were talking about. We weren't even talking about the Africans. The Africans are very low in numbers, and we weren't even mentioning them. They know who we were talking about. The Africans and Caribbean brothers and sisters crowbarred themselves into the argument that wasn't even for them. It had nothing to do with them. So now while he's on that show, just running his mouth, talking trash, Tariq Nasheed got wind of this. And he came to social media to respond, and he said this.
And this is the horse crap right here, ladies and gentlemen. These people always frame people of our lineage as being hostile to these poor little immigrants. They come over, they just have a little bag of beans and some egusi. They just want to whack, and we're just beating up on the poor little innocent immigrants. That's a horse crap narrative. that, ladies and gentlemen, the framing of that, and they love framing this false narrative that people of our lineage are just beating up on these poor little innocent, harmless people who just want to come over and do better. That's not true, ladies and gentlemen. They always ignore all the vitriolic things these people do when they get over here. Not even when they get over, even back home. But they always ignore all the Myron Gaines and all the Akata talk. All parts of Africa, they have pejorative terms for us. They all have negative terms for us. The whole vibe is when you get over there, stay away from the Akata, stay away from the Yankees, stay away from the Jareers. There's always these negative tropes for us, but it never gets called out. They never call these things out. And for the longest, many continental Africans have been getting a pass. They've been getting a pass for a lot of stuff that they've done for a long time. They always make excuses for the little janky stuff that they do. Even their role in the slave trade. Oh, they didn't know no better. The white man came and tricked them. Yeah, I know they call you an Akata and they say they gotta stay away, but the white man showed them a video during the immigration process and the video showed negative. So it's always somebody done tricked them, somebody done something to them. So they've been skirting responsibility. They've been not held accountable for shit. Now they're being held accountable. That janky stuff ain't gonna fly no more. The foundation of Black American lineage is tired. You calling these people out. Y'all gonna stop all that bullshit. Your little scams that you do. If you do a scam, you're doing your scam as an immigrant. You're not gonna do it and hide under blackness when it's convenient. You're not going to take all your wins and hoard them for yourselves and then throw your losses on us. You're not going to be like Shabuzi. You win a country Grammy and then hop on stage talking about, shout out to the immigrants. Yeah, we immigrants built this country. Have a good night.
So Tariq Nasheed is calling this out. And he's holding these Africans accountable. And we've been saying that this Pan-African stuff has been one-sided forever, right? We're not allowed to say anything. We're not allowed to voice our opinion. We better not say nothing. The minute we say something, we're the troublemakers. We're the ones causing all the conflict. No. And for a long time, they've been able to get away with everything, right? And again, they've been able to hold us to the standard of holding up Pan-African while they come here and just come here for, they tell you, we come here for money. We don't care nothing about y'all. They got names for us. It's just a whole bunch of weirdo stuff, man. This whole thing is weird. And now we've been calling them out and we're holding them accountable. But Umar, man, listen, Umar is just crazy, man. Umar is going in just like, they like to, just to go in and pile in on us.
By you fighting, divided for the same restitution, you playing right into the hands of your enemy. There was one slavery, took some of us to the Caribbean. There was one slavery, took some of us to the Americas. There was one slavery, took some of us to Central and South America, right? But there was one African slavery. So the Africans of the world, from the continent to the British, Canada had slavery, Australia had it, right? We should all come and sit down. Let's fight this together.
See, I think they reject
You
that.
would get it quicker.
Yeah.
You would get more because guess what? It's a united front. But because we hate each other more than we hate racism, because we hate each other more than we hate racism, I don't want to unite with no black Africans. I don't want to unite with no Caribbeans. And you got Africans saying the same thing. I don't want to unite with no descendants of no slaves, right? I want to fight my own thing. So ECOWAS got their own fight. Black British got their own fight. Canada got their own fight. Black America got their own fight. And it's sectionalized, sectarian.
That's what I'm saying.
Nobody communicating with each other. So the white man going to play his old game of what? Divide and conquer, separate and rule.
That's why I wanted to have a conversation about the FBA and the Pan-Africanism, because that's what's going on. Although I hear when you speak, although you're Pan-Africanist, I hear some of the stuff I hear from foundational Black Americans.
Well, remember, there's nothing wrong with advocating the rights of your unique group. A Pan-Africanist in South Africa can speak up for South Africans and still recognize the greater vision and greater goal of a united race. You see that? So as Pan-Africanists, we don't just focus on the whole. That's the goal, but we also got to take care of our people where we are. So I don't have an issue with the American African people having a black agenda for themselves that they need to carry out. It's only when you start criminalizing and antagonizing other Africans as if they're responsible for the condition you in. Loon, there's only 3 million African immigrants in this country. They are not the group most responsible for siphoning off from your set-asides. Right. You know who that would be? White women, homosexuals, and Latinos, who they rarely ever talk about.
And you know,
and let me also say this, Loon. Let us be honest. What do we know about the psychology of oppression? The victim often imitates the victimizer. The oppressed often imitates the oppressor. What do I mean by that, Loon? I don't want to be the most oppressed person. I got to find somebody and put them beneath me so I can look down on them and mistreat them. And this back and forth between Black Africa and Black America, a lot of this is victim consciousness. I don't want to be the lowest, so I'm going to victimize and step on the American African. I don't want to be the lowest, so I want to victimize and step on the African immigrant, because in America, we're the lowest. We are the lowest in the social order. I'm not saying we internalize that.
Right.
I'm saying that's the white agenda.
Yes.
We don't want to be the lowest. So rather than build myself up, my hospitals, my schools, my banks, my trains, my import-export, you see that? My industry, my own trade market, stock market, rather than build myself up to compete with everybody else, I'm just going to demonize.
But what if it's about,
so I have somebody lower than me, because I want to do to somebody else what the white man been doing to me. And we all have that desire.
I remember when Umar first, came on the scene, he at one point he was like a breath of fresh air years ago. And he was talking and, people was listening and, he sounded like he knew what he was talking about. He was talking about the children and child psychology and the medicines and, don't let them put your kids in special ed. And he was going in. But as time went on, we started to see more and more of his character, more and more of his personality. And we start seeing the red flags, and we start seeing that this dude was not a good guy. This guy simply just wasn't a good guy, man. And the thing is, he's a grifter. He does anything for money. He does anything for money. This is a guy, man, listen, man. We ain't got to, his story is well documented, right? His daughter was out here online going after him, calling him all kinds of names, right? He calling a woman with the fishy coochie. Weirdo stuff, right? But this is supposed to be like your teacher. This is the person you're going to send your children to be educated by. But Tariq wasn't finished with him.
We're not doing that. You're going to get called out for that. It's accountability time. They've been skirting accountability for a long time. They've been skirting accountability, and this is the first time that they've been held accountable by us, because we're the only people who's helping them. We've been the only people. And we're the first to get thrown under the bus by them, and we're saying enough is enough. It's a whole new day, and this delineation is whooping that ass, because we're not even harming them. We're just saying, hey, okay, do you, okay, whatever, culturally, you got it popping. Okay, this is our culture here. So now if we don't lend them our culture, oh, you're doing something to us, you hate us. No, you're not going to gaslight us. This is the new norm. But let me play some more of the Prince of Panda Express. All right, let me play some more of that. All right, just rock with me. Fair use again, just fair use. And if there's any commercials, y'all watch it. All right, I'm going to skip through those if there's any commercials. All right, hold on.
Which supersedes the negative energy you give to the white man who enslaved you then and oppresses you now. There's nothing a continental African immigrant can do to me that can supersede what the white man has done to me.
See, that right there, that's that, oh, don't make them accountable. Don't look at him, look at the white man. Don't look at me, no. This whole thing, we're supposed to give them a pass because they ain't white. No. That's that whole thing. We're supposed to excuse everything they do. We're supposed to just not say nothing because they ain't white. So if they do something, but the Trump, look at the white man over there, he doing it too. No. The difference is, I know when he's coming, he's going to be with some bullshit. I know, I could see the white supremacists coming. And when he's coming, I'm already getting my defenses ready because I know it's going to be some BS. You, on the other hand, you're trying to look and act like us, and you're sitting right next to me as if you are my brother while you're undermining me. You are equally, or hell, more dangerous than him because you're right up under me with his mindset. So yeah, I'm going to watch your ass. I'm going to watch him if a Myron Gaines sitting next to us. Yeah, he's going to be very dangerous. He's right up on you. Yeah?
All I'm saying, man, just keep your eye on the prize, man. Let's keep, talking this FBA talk. Keep doing the things that we need to do, man, because like these guys, man, they're paid to come out and speak out against us. They're never ever, if you notice, like a lot of these guys, they don't ever mention a Claude Anderson. They don't ever bring up a Dr. Neely Fuller Jr. They don't ever invoke the people that, A. Philip Randolph and all of these powerful people that spoke up on behalf of Black Americans and what we need to do for ourselves. He wants to create this all-inclusive society of Black people that don't exist. And he's trying to do it. And the thing is, he knows it don't exist because they didn't even help him get to school. But he's out here trying to blow smoke up our you know what, man. This guy's an idiot, man. This guy is an idiot. And the brother Loon, he did a good job asking him questions based off of his limited knowledge of what FBA was. But one thing about him, he didn't go against the grain. He had the limited knowledge, but he still stood up and asked the tough questions to Umar. And I'm glad that he did that, right? And like I said, man, Umar, you need to be worrying about the school. How you going to keep the school running? What are you going to do to keep where you going to get the funding from? Right? A lot of these guys, man, are weirdos. So now he want to start, the DAFA movement and all this kind of stuff, man. Miss me with that stuff. A lot of these dudes are jealous of Tariq, man. They're not mad at Tariq. They're jealous of Tariq. Two different things. Because Tariq and his audience is able to raise $2 million, but all these Pan-Africans around the world, they don't support nothing. When I was over there in the Pan-African sector, I wasn't getting support. I didn't have no subscribers. Nobody cared. They don't care. It's like 10 Pan-Africans for every one FBA all around the world, right? Man, they don't support Squatai. That's why that school ain't open. So they're jealous that Tariq Nasheed can raise money in his audience because foundational Black Americans support each other. You know how I know that? When I came out of that sector, I went from 4,000 subs to 56,000 subs, right? We started being able to move urban nerves and get things done because I came to the greater audience of Black people. That Pan-African stuff is man, it don't exist. It's not real. And people don't take it serious, man. And people don't take it serious. But y'all gotta let me know what y'all think, man. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV, leave your comments in the comment section. And remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.